I think Darnell Nurse is always going to be that guy that, you know, he's going to be polarizing. And I talked to a lot of folks in Edmonton, and there's still, you look at his contract, and I don't think he's ever going to be the guy that lives up to a contract that's paying him 9.25 million per year. That being said, it was a huge goal for him, and it's the kind of goal that is going to curry a lot of favor with those Oilers fans. And it's something that we used to see a lot of Darnell Nurse. Before Evan Bouchard, Nurse was that guy that was getting passes from McDavid and Draisaitl, and the defenseman always pinching up and providing offense. So, I think the Oilers are going to need that out of him. It was a great shot. It was funny. I was hearing the commentator saying, "Oh yeah, second shot where they put it underneath the crossbar on Bobrovsky as if they've got the book on him. Like it's an easy shot to have. Yeah, if anyone can just bury it under the crossbar, sure. No goalie can save those pucks. Right. That's just a great shot. But yeah, no, to my point, like, that's something that the Oilers need, and I think something that Darnell Nurse definitely needed.
Well, last year he was clearly playing injured. I think after the season, that he had a list of injuries, and he was also playing with Cody Ceci, which is, not the greatest defender. I remember from his days in Ottawa and Toronto, and he actually played better in Dallas. But Nurse has stepped it up this year, and I think he's played a lot better. I do think, though, unless there's an injury with John Klingberg, you can't have 5 defensemen playing over 20 minutes. You had one defenseman, I think it was Ekholm, that played over 30. No, it was Bouchard that played 30 minutes and 38 seconds. So you have, and Stetcher played 4 minutes and 18 seconds. That's like him not even being there. So, you have to put Klingberg, if he's not hurt, back in the lineup. And eat some of those minutes and lessen the load on a guy like Ekholm and a guy like Bouchard.